I'm Daryl Dunn, and I served in the U.S. Army.
I'm Bob Armstrong, and I'm served in the U.S. Coast Guard.
I'm Aaron Manto. I served in the U.S. Army.
I'm Josh Mazie, and I served in the U.S. Navy.
I'm Ryan Timms, and I served in the United States Army.
I'm Carl Borwick, and I served in the United States Navy.
I joined the service kind of later in life. I was 26, and I did it for selfish reasons, to benefit myself and my family. But what I learned from myself in doing that is that I have this desire to serve my community, whether it's the nation as a soldier, or it played a big role in finding the job here at the cooperative. When I first came to the co-op, I worked in the IT department as a security analyst, and that's important work. And I went to school for that after my military service. Was really pursuing that as a long-term career path. When an opportunity came for something else that I enjoy here, the reason I was really passionate to attempt to get into the control center was for that connection to guys on the ground, the folks in the field, all that work that takes place that gets the electricity to the home. I've been in the control center for over a year now, and I really get that sense now of what it's like, what it means to our members. The brotherhood of that utility and what we do on the day-to-day is much more apparent to me now, and it strikes me for some reason. So,
Well, my father was in Vietnam. It was during the draft, and but he was already in Vietnam, and I was the oldest son. So I don't know. I don't think that had anything to do with it. But my draft number missed by one when they called him up. So I told him that I was probably going to go sign up anyway, and he said, "Why don't you wait until I get home?" So I said, "Okay." In the meantime, I went to college in upstate New York, and then when I got out of college and he came home later, that's when I enlisted. So it taught me that I could, if I applied myself, I could do most anything that I put my mind to. For me, it was about character, morality, just having a code of ethics, a work ethic that said you get up and you go to work and you do the best you can and you do what you can, and you learn constantly. The military is always a learning experience. In the beginning, they kind of tear you down, tell you that you don't know much, and then they train you how they want you to respond. So that was a lot of discipline. You learn to discipline. I mean, I kind of had that anyway because my father was in the military, so he instilled that in us: discipline and character and values, family values and stuff.
My family has a history of service. My father, my great uncle, my uncle were all in the Navy as well, and my grandfather was retired Air Force, and I have other relatives that served. I was on the USS Portland, which is a dock landing ship. We carried a reinforced company of Marines and all their amphibious vehicles and trucks and Humvees and stuff like that. I was amazed. Went in, I was a 17-year-old kid, and by the time I was an 18 or 19-year-old kid, I was in charge of groups of people, doing drills for firefighting, and it was like it was nothing. And I think that's kind of a common thread across all the branches. I would imagine a lot of responsibility. That's not common in many parts of the workforce or our society. So I think that was good, and it really is something I've kept with me my whole life.